Hey guys, good morning. Welcome back to our channel, the Eaton Squad. My name is Eddie. So for today's video, you probably won't gonna like it, but despite of his disagreement to what the decision of the Iatf to open the Philippine borders for foreign tourists, it won't matter, but I'd like to share it anyway. You guys probably know who I'm talking about. Details coming right up. So, as soon as the Iatf has posted the new resolution, the new guidelines for foreign tourists, that they are going to be allowed entry into the Philippines on February 10 of 2022, Dr. Tony Leachon has raised some issues, has questioned the decision of the Iatf. Why opening the Philippines so early? This has not been thought of. What's going on? Why this so quick? So I will be reading his statement with regards to this disagreement of what the Iatf has decided, that hey, it's time to open the Philippine borders for foreign tourism, for international tourism, for business and leisure travel starting February 10. And of course, in all good newses, there will be bad news, and this is one of them. But like I have mentioned earlier, despite his disagreement, I don't think the Iatf is going to revert its decision to open up the Philippine borders for foreign tourists comes February 10. So, if you guys are ready, I am going to read his statement. Ex-NTF advisor questions new quarantine rules for international travelers. Questions were raised after the national government announced that the fully vaccinated international travelers and returning overseas Filipinos will no longer be required to undergo a facility-based quarantine but shall self-monitor for coronavirus disease or COVID-19 symptoms beginning February 1. Health reform advocate and former National Task Force against COVID-19 medical advisor Dr. Tony Leachon, in an interview Saturday, January 29, said that it is not yet the right time to relax and loosen the country's COVID-19 protocol. Pwede ba yon? Ganun ba kabilis tayo mag-decide na hindi muna tayo nag-consult sa mga medical communities para at least man lang makakuha ka ng mas maraming opinyon? Is that possible? Is it that quick for us to decide not to consult with the medical communities first so that you can at least get more opinions? Leachon stated. Meanwhile, the health reform advocate said that it is best to implement the said protocol in mid-February. Kung ako ang tatanungin mo for a major policy, siguro mga mid-February, 2 linggo bago isagawa. Para sa ganon ay mai-anunsyo mo naman sa mga tao at tiyak ka may saayos ang mga loose ends na hindi klaro. If you ask me for a major policy, maybe mid-February. Give it at least 2 weeks before implementing it so that you can announce it to the people and definitely fix the loose ends that are not clear, Leachon added. He likewise stressed the fact that safety is a two-way process, reiterating that it is unsafe to relax protocols during an ongoing surge. Pinoprotektahan din natin yung mga dadating, and removing some of the medical safeguards may actually cause a surge eventually. We are also protecting those who are arriving, and removing some of the medical safeguards may actually cause a surge eventually, Leachon reiterated. Oh my goodness, Dr. Tony Leachon strikes again. I could understand his concern about it, and he said that they should give 2 weeks notice if the protocols has changed before they implement a new guideline. But no offense, the Iatf has actually announced it a bit early compared to when they announced for new guidelines, especially for foreign tourists, that 12 days, that's a little shy of 2 weeks announcement before they implement the new guidelines for international travelers, particularly international tourism. But with returning overseas Filipinos and overseas Filipino workers, it will start February 1 for fully vaccinated. They don't need to undergo the mandatory facility-based quarantine. This is if you are fully vaccinated. If you are not fully vaccinated, you will still have to undergo quarantine. Unfortunately, this only applies to overseas Filipino workers and non-overseas Filipino workers or returning overseas Filipinos. Foreign nationals, you have to be fully vaccinated before you are allowed entry into the Philippines. I know they said this will start on February 16th, but when the Philippine borders are open on February 10, they want fully vaccinated foreign nationals coming from the non-visa required countries or foreign nationals with valid visa or has secured a visa to enter the Philippines. So I hope we are clear on that. Unfortunately, unvaccinated foreign nationals will not be allowed entry into the Philippines. That is the current mandate of the Philippine government, and I wish I have better news on that. But starting February 10, you have to be fully vaccinated, even though they said February 16th. But opening the Philippine borders, they want fully vaccinated international travelers only coming into the Philippines. Granted, you have to have a visa if it requires a visa, and visa upon arrival to those nationals coming from the 157 countries who don't need to secure a visa to travel to the Philippines. So, please be guided on this. So, what do you think of Mr. Leachon's or Dr. Leachon's statement again? He's questioning the early decision or the quick decision of the Iatf to open the borders of the Philippines for international travel. This is for leisure and business. So, he disagreed with it. He said it's too early, that we might experience a surge again, that you don't open up a country while we are still on surge. I did not know that we are still on surge. I think the cases now are dropping, and for sure the Iatf has done the research before making this huge decision to open up the country. Come on, it's been 2 years since the Philippines is closed for international tourism, and I think it's about time for it to open so we can at least recover from our losses when it comes to our international tourism sector. And this will really help out to boost the economy of the Philippines again after the long pause or the long hold or the long restrictions of international tourism in the Philippines. So I think it's going to be great. It's going to be a success that finally the Philippines is open for international tourism. So, like I said, despite the disagreement of Dr. Tony Leachon, the Iatf has already decided, which is the deciding agency or the deciding department of the travel restrictions to the Philippines. So, despite his disagreement, he can't really do anything about it unless something is drastically going to happen, that it won't happen, God forbid. I hope not. But so far, there is no changes to that resolution. It's still a go on February 10 of 2022. Foreign tourists will be open February 10. Those nationals coming from the non-visa country will get visa upon arrival on February 10. So please be guided. I guess his main concern is that the Philippine government has decided to remove the mandatory facility-based quarantine and just require a 48 hours negative RT-PCR test if you are entering the Philippines. So, no more quarantine. I feel bad for him, or, but hopefully, he will come into his senses. I'm not trying to badmouth him or something. I could understand where he's coming from, but instead of just disagreeing, instead of questioning the decision, why not be an instrument to help the Philippines recover from downtime during the pandemic? And I can really see the Philippines recovering from the losses that we had during the pandemic, especially our tourism industry. So, this is our quick update for today, guys. I thought I wanted to share that with you. I thought you guys might want to know that he's at it again. But like I said, this shouldn't affect the decision of the Iatf that the Philippine borders are going to be open very, very soon. We already have a date. Unlike before, we are just guessing when is the Philippines going to open. Finally, we have a date, and the date is February 10 of 2022. So, this is our quick update. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, concerns, or inquiries with regards to this video or in any of our travel-related videos, please comment it down below and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. Or you can direct message me in our Facebook page or Instagram. Same handle, the Eaton Squad. Again, guys, thank you so much for the continued support and trust to our channel, the Eaton Squad. I hope to see you on our next travel update. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless everyone. Bye.